Boom! What's going on, everyone? This is Steve Larsen. Welcome back to Sales Funnel Radio. This is part 2 of my 33 attempt journey, okay? This is the obstacles the way, part 2, and we're very excited to have you guys on today here. The whole purpose of this is to share with you my actual journey, and hopefully it's cool me taking 2 episodes to just share this with you because it's been big, and it's been hard, and it's been, there's been a lot of growth along the way, and as I look over to see like this huge list, I wanted to break it up so that you have time to like think through this. And when somebody sits back and they say like, Steven, I've tried these things, or I'm doing this, or I'm doing that, like, I do, like I've said before, I have empathy, I have very little sympathy, okay? And so, and you know what? No one cares about your business as much as you do. No one cares about your success as much as you will, okay? So own that, and know that that's part of the gift that allows you to do stuff that the rest of humanity has a very hard time hacking because they just can't hack it, and they get really sensitive and tender, and that's okay. But you will become somebody new under this umbrella faster than anything else I can think of, okay? And it sticks, it stays. My business grows to the degree that I do, and as long as I see that revenue going up, funny enough, that's one of the indicators I know that I'm changing. And it's awesome. So guys, let's cut back over to the rest of this episode here. I would love your comments on this though. For those of you guys who aren't watching on the YouTube session, it might be helpful for you to see the list. If you're like, I got it, and that's cool too. But I would love to actually hear how many attempts you guys have gone through on this. And this is not like a you, me kind of thing. Instead, what I want to do is celebrate that with you and say whether or not you're successful, hey, keep going, or hey, that's awesome, you made it, right? And it's very, one of the games I'm obsessed with is a game called Cash Flow, where you get out of the rat race, right? And when you get that first funnel that really kills it, guys, you get out of the rat race rather quickly, and it's super fun. So guys, I just want to say thanks for joining in with this. Put your comments below on how many attempts you've gone through on this, and let's cut over and you guys can see how I actually finished this out and how it actually blew up. So guys, appreciate you being on here again, and I want to know how many times you've tried to make a business work, funnel or not.
I've spent the last 4 years learning from the most brilliant marketers today. And now I've left my 9-to-5 to take the plunge and build my $1 million business. The real question is, how will I do it without VC funding or debt, completely from scratch? This podcast is here to give you the answer. Join me and follow along as I learn, apply, and share marketing strategies to grow my online business, using only today's best internet sales funnels. My name is Steve Larsen, and welcome to Sales Funnel Radio.
Okay, after that, that's when I started working next to Russell, and I was a good funnel builder, and I was an okay salesman, and I wasn't that awesome of a marketer. Okay, this is what's key, is that when I started sitting next to Russell himself, like, I was good at the mechanics of the funnel build. I was not good at creating a campaign. I wasn't very good at, I didn't know how to create a message. I didn't know how to develop and design an offer. I didn't know how to publish. I didn't know how to speak. I was still learning on getting over a lot of shyness at that time. So anyway, so understand that like the first 4 years, real 4 years of my entrepreneurial journey did not go that awesome. But the things, these individual little lessons, because I was obsessed, guys, obsessed. I'm just gonna keep saying it. I was obsessed. I was listening to tons of podcasts, man, because they were free. I was listening to I didn't have money. It was a huge deal when I got a $7.95 free plus shipping.com secrets book. $7.95 was a lot of cash for us at the time. It was a painful thing for me. I was like nervous about it, like, oh, is this gonna be okay? It was, like we could buy like 3 loaves of bread with that. Like, you don't understand, like it was tight. $20 for gas felt like, it's one of the reasons I rode my bike everywhere. Anyway. So I know what it's like to not have it, anyway. Then I went into, I'm going to move this list to the side a little bit and I'll continue the list right here so you guys can keep seeing it. Because this is everything after Russell, okay? And it gets a little foggy to me because the list I'm about to write out to you, like, understand that I was building most of it from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. I would just go in, I'd wake up at 5 a.m. and I'd go to Russell's office and I'd go from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. on my own stuff. And then he'd come in at 9. We go from about 9 to 6 or 7. Then I would work on my stuff again from about 8:30 p.m. to about midnight. Then I'd sleep 5 hours. And I just told myself, Larsen, you ready to feel a little pain? I say, yeah. Okay, you're going to feel tired for a little while. You all right with that? I'd be like, yeah. I am. I do a lot of self-talk, and that's when I was like, all right, let's do this. And for probably the first 9 months, that's what I did. Is I got in there at 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. on my own stuff, and because I was trying to develop just one additional revenue source, just one. Now, that's really when I went in and I started. I wanted to start documenting my journey because I realized how freaking rare is it to sit next to Russell Brunson. Like, I was fully aware of the scenario I was in. Okay. One of the things I had to overcome at this time period was like the belief that it would work just because I was sitting next to Russell, right? So it's a very raw moment for me as I say that, because it's like, man, people, what are they gonna say? Like, you're only where you are because you were next to the man. Like, did that help? Of course it helped. Of course, come on. Would you do the same? Of course you would, right? Of course you would. But like, there's like 340 employees over there now, and you don't know how to name a lot of them. And that's not a bash. This is a really powerful lesson, and I hope no one gets offended when I say that. But the reason why everything else happens from this point on is because I started this podcast. Okay? This podcast. When I was now getting paid by Russell, and we weren't broke, but I mean, we had, 4-digit checking accounts, and less than that is basically zero savings. And finally we had cash flow, and like, we weren't living on student loans anymore out of the starvation mentality where we wait for the next student loan to come in for the next semester. Okay, we have to live off this money for the next 4 months because we don't know what other business Steven's gonna fail at. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Like, this is a real thing, and I know why you guys are going through that. That's why when someone's like, okay, but we'll do this, I'm like, I get it, because I've been there, I get it. It took me years. Okay, and then when I finally met Russell, it was like 3-4 times, and then it was like, boom, right? Big old spikes. But like, understand where I'm coming from on these. Anyway, okay, I launched Sales Funnel Radio. I didn't launch it for like it was April when I started working there, and I launched Sales Funnel Radio, I think in like July. So it was several months, because I was so freaking scared to be sitting next to him. I was like, oh man, this is like, I was fully aware of the situation I was in. Anyway, yeah. So I launched Sales Funnel Radio, and you can listen to the first few episodes of this show, and y'all know, they're not good. Whatever. I was in the act of doing the thing, and I didn't realize all the while until, you have to look back and you start to put these pieces together, and you don't want like hindsight biased. But when you start looking backwards, like, man, I had to change like crazy in order to do what I'm doing now. All right, that's why I just keep launching the next thing, man, and you'll turn into somebody new that you didn't realize. Anyway, then I created Sales Funnel Broker, and what was cool about Sales Funnel Broker is that that was the first time when, it wasn't the first time because we had other funnels that were running, but it started to be bigger cash. Right, the cash size started getting larger with that, because I started giving away a lot of free funnels. I started getting on ClickFunnels affiliates. I started becoming a stronger affiliate for ClickFunnels. I started selling a lot of the very funnel. I was an affiliate for a lot of the very projects I was working on. Right, that was big. That was big for me. It helped my confidence a lot. Helped me learn a lot of things. Anyway, I started. Probably like 50 funnels in, I started doing just audibles on people's funnels where they could get on with me for an hour for like $100. And to me at that time, I was like, $100 freaking dollars! Oh my gosh! I was going nuts. And anyway, but I started selling more coaching, and started selling more, and I was good. You understand? I was a good funnel builder, but what I started becoming next to Russell was a marketer. Being a funnel builder isn't altogether that crazy once you spend some time inside the ClickFunnels mechanics. Learning to become a marketer is very different. And I think that's one of the reasons people like Sales Funnel Radio so much and following what I do, is because I'm very open about the pain stuff, right? Like, I've been doing this for 4 years now, just the funnel game. And to see how fast it all can happen when you just do what the heck I'm telling you to do, it doesn't take that long to make a lot of cash. Okay. It took me 13 months to make my first $1 million after leaving ClickFunnels, and it's the end of June, and we're gonna cross the next $1 million again soon, since February, right? Like, you understand, like, these principles, like, Anyway, hopefully no one gets weird as I say that. That's the reality, okay? Proof's in the pudding on it. Anyway, so I became more of an affiliate marketer for ClickFunnels itself. I already loved ClickFunnels beforehand, but like I became when I saw like how genuine Russell is, I began to love ClickFunnels even more. I started, because I still love real estate, so I own realestatesalesfunnels.com. Don't go there right now. It's freaking garbage. Okay, it's terrible. Okay, but I started launching, this was like this period of like, I just started launching tons of funnels in those evening times, in the early morning times. I just launched stuff, man. There was no rhyme or reason. I was doing supplement stuff. I was doing e-com stuff. I was doing real estate stuff. And the reason it was happening was because during my day job with Russell, we were launching funnels around those things. And so I would walk away like, oh my gosh, I saw how he did that. I could go do that too. And so I started launching it and they would fail. And I'd be like, what's going on? And this is a very powerful lesson, guys. And I realized that I'm like, my role that I had over there doesn't even exist anymore. So it's very unique eyes that I'm trying to give and be very open when this, but what I want to, this is like a huge key moment in this. I went and I started launching supplement funnels and e-com funnels and real estate funnels and all the like tons of little free plus shipping things. And I mean, there was a time when I had 12. I had 12 funnels on a waiting list, okay, which was crazy. 12 funnels on a waiting list. And what was nuts about it was, let's see, none of them worked very well. And I was like, wait, but I'm building all these funnels for Russell. But he was creating the offer and the message. And those are the two things. It took me the first like probably 6 months that I was there to really see it. Right? And then I could follow him. And what is all we did all day from personally, right? 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., pure obsession for like a straight year, right? And then also in the evening times. And suddenly these patterns started coming in. I started watching what he's doing, and it was all the in-betweens of his books that's really hard to pick up from a book, right? The stuff that you gain from a mentor, even though he wasn't exclusively doing that with me, right? Anyway. It's crazy. Like, that's a powerful lesson, right? So then I went in, and that's when I relaunched Secret MLM Hacks a little bit later. No. I had other like one-off products. I started stage speaking and just teaching more funnel principles rather than marketing. And I launched a bunch of like small products, and they it'd make like, a couple grand here and there. It wasn't a lot still. And then suddenly there was like this big hit, right? Or I started building funnels live. I had something called Funnel Feast for a while. I had something, I started doing big client builds. That was my first 5-figure day. And I was like, holy crap, my eyes rolled to the back of my head and I realized how big this was. I did a first big client build. And then I started launching the first version of Funnel Stash. Some of you guys have heard of it. My Funnel Stash, that's not really the first, it wasn't called My Funnel Stash, but I've launched that product several times now, and we got it at a great place now, and it sells well now, which is awesome. But it usually takes a few rounds, okay? And I launched right here. That's when I did the second launch of Secret MLM Hacks. Oops. That's when it started doing $1,000 a week, and it changed our lives. That was probably like 6 months into working for ClickFunnels. And then, anyway, started going, I was building so many freaking funnels on top of doing it for Russell. So not all of them were revenue funnels, okay? I think some people think I built 500 revenue funnels. No. Okay, maybe like 100 of them were, specifically for leads and sales, right? Some of them were just for fulfillment. Out of the 500, that's a lot just for fulfillment. Because there's major projects specifically for ClickFunnels. Anyways, whatever. So then I started doing big client builds. That was $11,500 day. That was a crazy one. That was nuts. I started launching my Funnel Stash, and I realized the thing that everyone wanted from me was just more funnel education. So I started selling that. And anyway, the rest is kind of history. Coaching, more stuff like that. And I started realizing that what I wanted to do, what was the big moment for me in here, was that I started realizing that I, now at that time, having built several funnels for e-com, for supplements, for smaller stuff. Lots of stuff that was like middle price range things. Lots of stuff that was top price range things. And I was doing it for anyone from in Russell's inner circle to massive people, right? CNBC with the Prophet. Anyways, there's just a lot. Okay, there were so many projects I was going through, and what I realized is like watching all these models, the info product model can attach to anything, and is a lot of times how a lot of these guys make a lot of money. Okay, they make a lot of money doing the thing, but teaching it, it's really interesting. I've heard several people say like, yeah, man, that made a lot of money, but I'm going to make more money teaching how I did it. And at first, I remember the first time I heard somebody say that, and I was like, that's kind of weird. And but I realized it's because they're doing their skill, and then they go and teach that thing on top of it and make all this cash with it. And that's a big, powerful principle to realize, right? Anyways, so guys, long journey. So just from when I wasn't a kid, right? That's technically 2, 3. That was another one. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, definitely 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. And then it was like 2 or 3 after that really exploded. And so a lot of the funnels that I have right now that are cash flowing like a couple grand a day, that's the second or third time I've launched them. I mean, that's very normal for this space. But I feel like the thing that happens with people, they're like, now, what they happen to people, they're like, hey, I got to go do all that crap in order to actually make it happen. And not if you follow a guy like me, right? My whole purpose is to condense this so you don't need to take 7, 8 years to figure it out and spend a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of pain, right, in order to figure it out. So make sure you follow somebody who's actually done it and walked the walk. Anyway, so I thought it was 17. It's more like 33. And anyway, my stories are real. My stories are true. The only time I've ever lied to you guys is on that fake book story. I'm just bringing that up so that you all know. Anyways, you guys are all awesome. Keep going at it and realize that there are hardcore patterns. And this is not including like the near 500 funnels at ClickFunnels that I built. These are just my personal journey funnels. You see, obviously, when I started following somebody and actually paying to get in groups, the acceleration was insane. It was so fast. This is in the course of like a year and a half versus like 6. You know what I mean? So yeah. Anyway, that's a big lesson there. Anyways, guys, hopefully it's been a good episode for you to see that. It's no other purpose than to show you like truly what the journey's been and how awesome it's been and how sucky it's been. Okay, and if you guys want to learn, that's why I created OfferMind. The event offer. So I'm gonna pitch you right now. Okay, the event OfferMind was created to teach you that there are patterns. And on all of this, okay, I did not know the patterns at all. Boop, on any of this stuff. I thought it was all about the product. And then when I got down here, I thought it was all about the funnel, right? And even a little bit into me working for ClickFunnels, I still thought it was about the funnel. It's not. What is a funnel? Funnel is a sales message and an offer, guys. And if you want to learn the very, very simple formulas, that it's like 6 easy steps that I've just continued to condense. And I coach like crazy, guys. I spend so much time and I'm doing the thing. We have 3 employees now and 18 1099s. I have a funnel team. I have 2 content teams. I have what I call a hero team. There's the admin team. I am doing this actively and it's what my obsession is. So if you want to come learn from a guy like me who's actually done it and walked the walk, and I'm not just here just blowing smoke and like theorizing, come to OfferMind. Come to OfferMind. Go to OfferMind.com, grab a ticket, and we're excited because it's going to be crazy, guys. We got Brad Gibb. He's going to come speak. We've got Myron Golden. It's very exciting. He's one of the coolest guys in the world. Dana Derricks. We've got who's going to come teach more about the Dream 100. We have myself, and then keynoting, and the whole thing is Russell Brunson. And I will tell you, he does not go to many events, much less speak at any besides his own. Okay, so this is a really rare thing, and I'm so thankful to him and appreciate him for doing that. But come to OfferMind, guys. I want you there. It will shortcut tons of time for you and give you a clear roadmap on not just what to go sell, how to sell it, and what that thing is, and how to like get it out there. But it'll give you a roadmap on your positioning on what you freaking do. It's really easy to create a message when you just follow the format that I'm gonna share with you guys. And it comes from me doing it and becoming really introspective. So guys, go to OfferMind.com, grab a ticket so you can come learn from people who are actually doing it instead of theorizing. We'll see you guys later. Go get rich and give back, my friends. Oh, oink.
Hey, if you're like me, you love marketing and sales strategies, right? I have a hunger to learn new marketing and sales strategies all the time. So I recently reached out to 98 marketing experts to ask them how they sell their products. But I decided I wanted to do it in kind of a clever way, and here's what I actually asked them. Your doctor suddenly delivers terrible news. You're diagnosed with an unknown disease. And unless you stop working, in exactly 90 days, you will die. You have a thriving business, an epic cash flow, but now you need to use your marketing know-how to trim it all down and prepare for your final offer. What steps would you take to plan, create, and launch your final offer that will fund the rest of your life? Now, of the 98, only about 30 answered, and I decided that I'd turn my video interviews with them into a cool, free virtual summit. If you want to watch the summit for free and see what their final offers would be for the rest of their lives and how these experts use their skills to keep their offers selling for the long term, and even how they set it up so they have very low management, literally just go to yourfinaloffer.com. That's yourfinaloffer.com and sign up for the free summit now.